type LC in the chat box. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this episode number 7. Just checking whether I'm live or not. Yes, I am. So good evening once again, every one of you. Welcome to this episode number 7 of the FPMP series, the year-end series that we are starting on finance. And of course, today is the first episode of that, or overall episode number 7. So let's begin the proceedings. Allow me to share my screen so that we can begin the session. The proceedings allow me to share my screen so that we can begin the session. So this is Finance Pain Points for Dentistry, episode number 7. If you can see my screen, hear me, please type LC. I can see it. Okay, and I can hear it too. That's great. Okay, so let's begin. So as usual, all my presentations always begin with thanking the Lord Almighty who's given me much more than what I deserve. And of course, big thanks is due to my dad, who has been instrumental in teaching me the clinical part of finance and many more aspects that you learn from me. So this is my brief CV. All are aware of it by now. Let me just check the audio once if it is great. Yes, it is great. So this is my brief CV. All are aware of it by now. I won't stop here. So today is webinar number 267, the FPMP series, Finance Pain Points Marathon Completion. The survey that we did in June 2023, and we finishing it till the, you can say, till the very end, and try to do whatever it takes to complete those things. And of course, average 230 to 240 queries are there, and we have covered close to 80 of them. So today's session, episode number 7, is streaming live in PhD group, but only episode number 7 morning it's streamed, evening it will stream. From next episode and onwards, you may have to attend live. It will not be streamed, at least in the PhD group. Secondly, we'll be doing a recap only for today because there are a lot of queries to be answered. I don't want to eat up time every time when I'm doing it by a recap. But yes, the previous 6 episodes, I'll just, you can say, revise or rehash in a quick mode and spend about 10-15 minutes on that before we start further. So before I start further, I suggest you to quickly get a pen and a paper. Keep noting the main points because listening will never help. Jotting down the main points will always do. Writing is the best form of learning because those who make notes make notes. So you'll be needing to post your takeaways for those who did not attend. And of course, what are the learning objectives of today? The learning objectives of today are: number 1, to finish the pain points that we all had taken up in the survey. We'll adhere to the strictly the scheduled time, 5 minutes here and there of 90 minutes, and answer approximately 20 to 30 questions in these 90 minutes. The agenda is to finish about 230 questions. We have done 80, so 115, 5 sessions, approximately 30. Some will be clubbed, so I'm putting that average as at close to 25, 26. Since the first episode will have a rehash also, so maybe I'll not be answering that many queries as mentioned, but the average is going to be this much only, and we plan to finish everything by Saturday, the 5th in the series, or the 11th episode of the total series. And as I said, I won't do a recap of the previous parts as it takes time, except today in episode number 7, I'm doing a quick recap of all the 6 episodes. From episode 8 onwards, tomorrow night, we'll start from where I leave today directly and start with the questions right away at 7:30 p.m. and not go beyond that. The objective is to complete all these pain points, and I'll be detailing wherever necessary. So we have picked up, my team, my staff have picked up problems as posted by the participants. Sometimes, or most of the times, I even don't know whose query it is, except for the city. Sometimes I can correlate, but otherwise I have no idea who the participant is. So there may be a few spelling errors, but we have picked up the query in toto from there, whatever the participant has posted, and we want to, you can say, answer it. So if there are spelling errors, please bear with it. I'll try that at least my answers don't have a spelling error. The practice and the finance points differ in that in practice pain points, I do an extempore, answer it, but in finance, I give a kind of a written one-liner solutions, or maybe a slides, maybe a, you can say, a snapshot or a screenshot of certain things that I posted on the YouTube channel or on the blogs or in the PhD group or wherever I posted something relevant to the problem. If it is there, I try to post an image of the same. So if you get an idea of that, great. So what we'll be doing is we'll be doing the webinar number 267, 69, 71, 73, and 75 in the next 5 days. So this is webinar number 267. 266 happened in the morning. So this will be each day for the next 5 days. And of course, a few requests. If you're on your phone, please shift to PC, tablet, or laptop for better viewing experience. Use, you can say, make notes digitally or physically, whichever way you're comfortable, but do write. Remove all distractions around you. Spend these 90 minutes with me. Learn from others' problems before yours get answered. If my solutions don't appeal to you, you're free to get guidance from anyone you trust more. So what are the topics we have taken up in the past? The part 1, part 2, and part 3 happened on the mini day of education, the birthday of my late dad, the 78th birthday of my late dad. And of course, it was part 1, 2, and 3. Then part 4, 5, and 6 happened on Children's Day. Again, in the afternoon, there were about 3 sessions in morning, afternoon, and evening. So we planned it that way. So that was the part 4, 5, and 6. What have we covered in there? So let us see. Just do a quick recap of all those things what we have covered in episode number 1, 2. So we started with dealing with the financial pain points in the episode number 1, pain scale level. Everyone goes through pain, whichever way possible. Pain points are basically nothing but problems that we all face in practice, problems we face in our finances. So these are not practice pain points. These are practically finance pain points. The borderline, the dimensions, you can say the boundaries are very thin. Some people have posted their clinical problems also. And I've taken fairly and squarely. I have not ignored that problem, saying that this problem lies in, you can say, practice. So please post there. I picked up the problem which has been there and we are answering it. So if you get your problem answered in here or in another, it's your choice. So in the practice management in 2022, when we did the survey, we categorized this thing. But in 2023, we used a different system. We categorized it to different heads. And we gave a survey form thanks to Dr. Raghu, who designed the form for me. And of course, name, city of practice, years of practice, priority of pain point, high, moderate, or low. High, moderate, or low was optional, but yes, we started answering the high pain points first. Now, presently, we started with the moderate category in the episode number 6. We're continuing with that. Once we finish that, we'll go on to low. And then there are certain categories which are not assigned anyone. Some participants have not answered that question. They are not in high, moderate, or low. That will be answered in the end. So low, moderate, severe started with high, and we have kept the names anonymous. We have not tried to, you can say, ask deliberately the name. So what we did in part 1. So before the survey, I gave a few examples, especially in finance, and many people actually correlated with that. What was those things? Some of us have an inverse relationship with, you can say, money. The faster we earn, the faster it goes away. Then many of us don't know how to manage our clinic money. We don't differentiate between what is personal money, what is clinic money. And then many of us don't know how to manage our personal money as well separately. Many of us don't understand taxation. And many of us don't understand investments. Many of us don't understand why we have to show more white income and pay more taxes, or should pay more taxes. Some of us feel finance is not our job, it is CA's job. And when CA is also flounder with your money, then you realize how important it is. But some most common variable which is most relevant finance, and that is time. And some of us believe CA and CFA, or CA financial advisor or planner, are same. No, a CA can be a good financial planner, but a CFA cannot be a CA, because CA is a full-time profession. CFA still, you can say, is a part-time degree, you will say, which people can do as a distance learning option, also appear in the exam, and you can say get certified. But CA is a full-time profession, so you have to understand. So the pain points from practice or finance can be because of management of money, lack of knowledge, or similar. You'll find many practice pain points as well. As I say, So many of these pain points have already been answered in the form of YouTube videos. I'll still answer them again to the best of my ability, whatever I can. And many practice pain points were posted. I'll be still answering them because finance pain points have their roots embedded in the clinics itself, like cash flow, lack of footfall, lack of conversion. Again, the final onus is on you. How do you make use of the resources available to you? So I wouldn't say you're an idiot. You haven't seen these videos till now. But the fact is that if you're not watching those resources in the group PhD, on my page, there are a lot of videos as well. Facebook page, Facebook group PhD, and YouTube channel, and now Instagram as well. So if you are not connected to me on these four places, you are actually missing out a lot of content in your life, a lot of free content in your life, because it takes a lot of effort to design these contents. The only thing is sometimes we get these things for free, so we don't value them. So finally, making notes means taking action also, or making an action plan in your mind. So do that. So level of pain points can differ, but yes, everybody has a different variety. So I'll just name the queries so that in the first 6 episodes, people can know whose queries have been answered or not. As I said, this video will be in the PhD community, so you can see whether your query has been answered or not. So query from Taluka Kagal district, Kolhapur, Maharashtra was query number 1. Query number 2 was from, it had quite a good answer. Query number 2 was from tier 3 city, India. Query number 3 was from Khadgar, Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. Query number 4 was from Kundapur, Hyderabad, Telangana. Query number 5 was from Pune, Maharashtra. And with that, we finished episode number 1. Episode number 2 began with query number 6 from Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. Query number 7 was from Ahmedabad, Gujarat, where I answered a lot of things. Query number 8 was from Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Query number 9 was from Nagpur, Maharashtra. Query number 10 query number 10 was from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. I spent some time here so that people know whether it is their query or not, because 6 months plus is a lot of time. People may have forgotten their queries, but maybe when they see this, they will realize that yes, this was my query. So query from Nashik, Maharashtra, number 11. Number 12 was from Nagpur, Maharashtra. Number 13 was from Nyamati Taluka, Karnataka. And with that, we finished episode number 2. Episode number 3 started with the query from tier 1 city, India, number 14. Number 15 was from Latur, Maharashtra. Number 16 was from Amritsar, Punjab, which was a pretty long query. I remember that. And I had to catch a train that day. I remember very vividly. So yes, I went to, I think, Visakhapatnam. No, I went to Visakhapatnam that day. Yeah. So query from Pune, Maharashtra, number 17. Number 18 is from, again, Pune, but remotely located Maharashtra. Number 19 from Mohali, Punjab. Number 20 from Surat, Gujarat. 21 from Gopeshwar, Uttarakhand. 22 from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. 23 from Mumbai, Maharashtra. 24 from Kalyan, Maharashtra. 25 from Vadodara, Gujarat. 26 from Mumbai, Maharashtra. 27 from Pune. 27 from Pune, Maharashtra. 28 is from Rohtak, Haryana. 29 from Wardha, Maharashtra. A very painful query, I remember very vividly. Query number 13 from Vadodara, Gujarat. 31 from Bhavnagar, Gujarat. Query 32 from Hadgaon, Tehsil, Maharashtra. With that, we finished episode number 3 and the first series of 3 webinars. And then we came down to, again, from August to November. In between, in September and October, we had practice pain points. So in episode number 4 in November, we started with webinar number 259. I started numbering them once I reached 250. So I started numbering each of the webinars. So episode number 4 was on 16th of November, one day after, you can say, Bhai Dooj. So query number 33 was from Dubai, UAE. 34 from Mumbai, Maharashtra. 35 from Mangalore, Karnataka. 36 from Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh. 37 from Jamnipali, Korba, Chhattisgarh. 38 from Chandigarh, India, Solan, Pradesh, 40 from Wardha, Maharashtra, 41 from Mysuru, Karnataka, 42 from Nashik, Maharashtra, 43 from Vadodara, Gujarat, 44 from Delhi, 45 from Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, and we finished episode number 4. And of course, episode number 5 began the webinar number 260 with query number 46 from Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. And of course, this was a long one. 47 from Kalyan, Maharashtra. 48 from Bengaluru, Karnataka. 49 from Surat, Gujarat. 50 from Mumbai, Maharashtra. 51 from Jalgaon, Maharashtra. 52 from Rani Thiruvallur district, Tamil Nadu, tier 3. 53 from Pune, Maharashtra. 54 from Bhiwandi, Maharashtra. 55 from Namashahar, Punjab. 56 from Srinagar, J&K. 57 from Nalasopara, Mumbai suburbs, Maharashtra. 58 from Kottayam, Kerala. 59 from Vizag, Andhra Pradesh. 60 from Pune, Maharashtra. And with that, we finish episode number 5. In episode number 6, we started with query number 260, session number 261. And query number 61 was from Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. Let me check if it was 60 or not. Yeah, 60. And then we started with 61 in session 261. 62 was from Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh. 63 from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. 64 from Quatre Bons, Mauritius. 65 from Barmer, Rajasthan. 66 was from, again, with 65 query, we finished the high priority pain points. Then we shifted our focus to medium priority or moderate category finance pain points. So 66 was from Mysore, Karnataka. 67 from Sherwa, 18 kilometers from district HQ of Udupi, Karnataka. 68 was from Hassan, Karnataka. 69 from Singrauli district of Madhya Pradesh. 70 was from Perungalathur, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. 71 was from Bengaluru, Karnataka. 72 was from Havda, West Bengal. 73 was from Madurai, Tamil Nadu. 74 from New Delhi, India. 75 from Behrampur, West Bengal. 76 from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. 77 from Rajkot, Gujarat. 78 from Bangalore, Karnataka. 79 from Mahad, Raigad, Maharashtra. And the last one in episode number 6 was 80 number query from Mumbai, Maharashtra. So it is time to take, as you can see, it has taken about nearly 19-20 minutes to just do a recap. So as I said, I'll be doing this only in the episode number 7. For all those who have joined up late, they must realize this is an exercise which I'm not going to do again. Where I leave today, I'll start directly from there at 7:30 p.m. sharp tomorrow, so that the agenda is to finish all the pain points. It's time to bring down the curtains to all those pain points. It is very difficult for many of you, although I'm doing my best posting content every day, but still even my best is not best for some. Somebody who's posted their problem in June is getting a solution in December. Technically unfair, but then whatever it is, even my best efforts, even Rajat's best effort, Raghu's best efforts are still not good enough to do that. So that is why I thought, let's finish what we started. This is my favorite line. This is Peter Collins' book. So actually, so finish what you start has been my mantra, and we shall abide by that. So with this, we begin episode number 267. Episode number 7 in the webinar number 267. This is FPMP series. Let's begin the queries at the stroke of 7:50. We continue for the next 70 minutes till 9, 5 minutes here and there, and then wind up for the day. And begin with the query number, whichever we leave, 95, 98, 100, whatever number we leave, we'll start from there directly tomorrow. So I just want you to be clear with that part very, very clearly, that why Suddenly no recap has been done. How come things have been started? And yes, I'll start on time, irrespective of whether any one of you has joined or not, whether you are in your clinic, whether you are traveling, whatever it is, because I have a goal to accomplish and I can't keep on waiting for participants in that. So this is webinar pain point session number 7. And disclaimer, there will be some practice pain points in today's queries. I'm not sure whether what were the colleagues thinking when they posted it. Maybe confusion, maybe deliberately, maybe interconnection. But I'll still try to answer the same without being biased and ignoring the subject title, finance pain points. That is the agenda very, very clearly. So with this, we begin the session. Yes, query number 81 is from Vadodara, Gujarat. Whatever income comes goes away immediately. And that was the first pain, we can say, I can say, sharing of the part when I told the participants this about ki money comes and goes at the same speed for many. The simple answer is if it is coming and going away immediately, then you are not budgeting it properly. You're not allocating proper resources. So if you still feel that even after proper allocation, you are falling short, then the best way is to increase your income avenues. Now, income avenues does not mean you have different professions. It means putting the same effort into the profession that you're doing. It is all about visibility part. If you're not visible, you will have less footfall. And yes, it does not end there. If you have less skill set, if you will have less confidence, if you have less skill set, you will have less of execution. If you have less of skill set, if you are not a good orator, you will have less of conversions. So all this is connected. It is not only about visibility, it is about skill set, confidence, execution, and of course conversion part along with that. So which needs to be in balance. Not every one of us is a born orator, neither was I was a stammerer. I've told you multiple times since childhood. If you cannot see any deviation in my voice, it is only after a few years of practice, a few years of diligent practice, which I've been doing. And you can see me speak fluently without any, you can say, hiccups or interruptions anywhere in between. I just gave you a demo of that, what it was actually for me, a major period of my life. And trust me, it is not an easy phase to overcome. But yes, everything is doable. Everything is, you can say, gettable. Everything is achievable only if we wish to do that. If you are not getting your income right, your expenses right, divide your sections of income, use the TWCGO formula, prepare for your alternative. The very important and a pertinent point you have to remember very, very clearly, you are not going to get any pension. So if your money is going and you are not investing it in the right places, you need to make sure that nobody is going to feed you in your adulthood or oldhood, I would say, or in your golden period of life when you're retired. The unfortunate thing for most of us private practitioners is that we don't have a retirement age. We believe वो सरकारी एज है ना 60 या 65, that is a good age to retire. Why retire at the age when you are bound to get or close to getting Alzheimer's and Parkinson's? Why do you want to retire that if you want to spend all your life working like a donkey? It's your choice. It's absolutely your choice. So I hope that answers your query. Budget properly, divide your sections of income. So query from Jalandhar, Punjab. Okay. So probably I understand the scenario, at least in this part of the country, because I am from Punjab. Jalandhar is my in-laws' place, although I go very less over there comparatively because of other constraints. But yes, it is about 70-75 kilometers from my place. So Jalandhar, you can say, is the sports city of India, where almost you can say major sports goods of India are manufactured. So managing little kids and family and practice. So I have my own setup run by my husband and me. I have the freedom to work according to my choice, which is a plus point in pregnancy, maternity leave, etc. But there are no fixed timings. The question is managing finances between both of us is a pain point. Though there are no conflicts, but still managing income and investments from both of us is difficult. We don't understand well to manage time and appointments. Now, the pertinent point in this is that sometimes we look into our rights and don't look into our duties. So you need to get the basic rights. So some accountability and distribution of rights is necessary. I understand you have to, as a mother, take care of your family, of your kids as well, along with your clinic. So it doesn't need to be mechanical way that you thrust it upon. You may have the freedom, but you still have some accountability towards your, you can say, towards your clinic as well. So it can be a functional setting. In the kids school time, you can be there in the clinic, but in their, you can say, early morning time, everybody is at home. Once the kids come back, you can say serving them lunch, or you can say being around with them when they are immediately when they have immediately arrived from school. I presume that your children are school going children. So if they are school going children, you can be with them once they come back from school. But if your children are really small, then maybe a crèche or bringing them to a clinic with a caretaker may be a decent option. As I said, it need not be a mechanical that from this hour to this hour you have to work. There are off days, there are days when you have to go to school also for parent teacher meeting or whatever function. So you need to understand that part. You have to delegate time accordingly. And of course, it is not only your responsibility. The husband also would understand that kids are both responsibility, so the both of you can divide your responsibilities accordingly. Now, as coming around to money, many, you can say, many females fondly say this, that we are the, you can say, a free maid in the house. They have this complaint that we do so much from early morning to late night, and we don't as the household chores or jobs which are not even countable, not even accountable, and countable and accountable both. And then we don't get paid for it also. And if there is any lack of service, we actually, you can say, face this problem that probably this thing somehow is not a very, very good sign in that sense. So I believe that you can do that. You can set up your basics. How to divide your question was how to divide, you can say, just a second, how to divide your manage time and appointments. The thing is, you have to set up a strong appointment system first. Whatever things you are good at, you can divide even the specialties parts. For example, you are good in endo and prosto, just presume it, you're good in endo and prosto or endo and perio. You can set up your appointments in the time you are supposed to be in your clinic, and your husband can do vice versa, depending upon what, you can say, what timings he or you can say, you can allocate accordingly in that sense. So this is one way of doing it. The second thing is, we usually tie a lot many things to our goals, that first we have this, then we will do this. First we earn this much, first we settle the kids, then we have this. When you tie your goals, then you are living an or life. I can choose between a career, या तो मैं अपना काम देखूं या अपनी फैमिली देखूं. Either I choose between career, either I choose between wealth, either I choose between my relationships, either I choose between, you can say, my own recreation, my vacation, my travel, my contribution, my spiritual side, my own self. There are so many things that you can. We always tie certain goals. एक बार मेरी practice set हो जाए, once I set my practice, once I start earning 2 lakhs per month, then I will do this. Trust me, human mind is a very, very fickle mind. It never settles. We never actually settle in life. The race is on. The race which started before we were reproduced in this world to bring us into the world, there was a race between the sperms. The race that started goes on till the time we are on our deathbed. So try living an and life. And life means I want money and freedom and relationships and spiritual side and my recreation and my wealth management. When you tie certain goals, you are living in our life and you are creating a, you can say, a different scenario for yourself, which is not a very good thing. So money transparency can be there, but yes, if you want to lead time together, that is the best way for you to do it, as I envisage it in that sense. I hope that answers your query. Okay, so query number 83 is from Mumbai, Maharashtra. As I am an associate dentist and I don't have my own clinic pertaining to my husband's transferable job, I always feel that I'm not getting the worthy amount as I work on percentage basis and income is not fixed. Sometimes it is too low and I am unable to manage the money. So kindly let me know, how can I save even the lowest amount of money and increase the income? Still feel underconfidence at times, even after 12 years of practice, 8 years in Rajasthan, 4 years in Mumbai. So the first thing is, whenever I say people post their queries, they don't know their solution lies in their own queries. So this female dentist, of course, nothing taking away what she has posted. She's posted a brilliant query. So her answer lies in the last line. Still feel underconfidence. Now, where does it stem from? Just look. Let's look at the answers. My suggestion always is, before I go into the answers, I show you. So my suggestion always is, we feel underconfident because we lack in the skill set. And when we lack in the skill set, that reflects on various counts. We can't charge the money we desire or deserve. Desire and deserve are two different things. So what do I suggest in terms of, you can say, increasing the confidence part? Be readily employable. What does that mean? It means improve your skill set, which is the one of the primary things which can make you worthy of yourself. Investing in yourself is one of the best advice I can give you. You invest in yourself, improve your skill set, because this investment is directly connected to your confidence, your income, your employability, and readiness to command a price. Once the employer, wherever you are going to do a job, knows that you are an indispensable part of the clinic and you can do jobs with absolute perfect elan or perfectly, you can say, great skill set, people would really want to be afraid कि कहीं ये डेंटिस्ट ना छोड़ जाए, भगवान करे इसके पति की कभी ट्रांसफर ही ना हो. They'll bless and pray for this like you. So that is the best advice I can give you. It is not about how, even if मैं आपको बहुत सारे रास्ते बता सकता हूं, आपके पास कम पैसा तो आप कैसे इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं, बहुत रास्ते हैं. But invest whatever less that is. I presume your husband is running the home. So whatever you have, you can invest that back into yourself. Be more employable, have more confidence, have more skill set. Pick out a particular niche. I wouldn't say you can say be an endodontist or be a, you can say, a root canal specialist, be a denture specialist, or be a crown and bridge specialist, be an implant, or whatever your niches, you must be having at least one or two niches where you can say, where you can say, pick up yourself and be at that skill, invest in that skill. We do actually the reverse. हम बोलते चल यार एंडो तो मैं कर लेता हूँ, एक्सट्रैक्शन में कर लेता हूँ, आई डोंट नो हाउ टू डू implants, let me invest in implants. We try to do each and everything. Today the world has changed post COVID, my dear friends. The world demands more of specialists, people who can execute a task perfectly in a minute, not in a minute actually, literally saying, but in you can say the shortest possible time. So you can say employing yourself in the skills you don't know is a wrong way. It is about investing more in those skills that you already know to make you super employable, super successful, super skilled, and super confident in that, so that that one or two skills becomes your, you can say, home ground, and nobody can beat you in that. And that is your differentiator also. And once you have that, you will be absolutely, you can say, full of confidence. ठीक है, मुझे रूट कनाल नहीं आती तो नहीं आती, but I am a crown and bridge specialist, I am a denture specialist, I am an implantologist, whatever you can say. I'm just giving an example. At least it is not a world where you will be labeled, hey, तुम्हें dentures नहीं आते. Ask any MDS endo, he can't do he can say a surgical extraction. So does that make him a lesser dentist? Yes, there will be exceptions. I'm just saying in general. Does that make him a lesser dentist? He is a specialist in root canal, and that is what matters. He may not be able to make a denture, but that's okay. He is super skilled in his art. That is what we desire. So have more confidence by investing in yourself, because all this is connected. Why I teach these three topics, nobody does that in India. I'm still a practicing dentist for 8-9 hours. Along with that, I'm teaching practice management, medical legal, and finance. People ask me how this is linked. We all want to earn more money, so we want to learn practice management. In doing that, we sometimes cross on the wrong side of law. That is where law, legal ethics holds you accountable. And of course, documentation and record keeping consent comes to play their role as well. Once you have earned well, doing the things ethically, you are not investing that money. You are not saving for your future. You are not making money from that earned money. Then the role of finance comes in there. So it is all interconnected. Your question was related to if you see, just see the print in yellow. I'm unable to manage the money, so let me know how I can save even the lowest amount. This is a finance workshop, finance pain point class going on. So what exactly I'm telling you is all this is connected. You have to understand that it stems from your skill set. The confidence will come from that only. And you have not mentioned, but I will mention, you may feel sometimes, मेरा तो career बर्बाद हो गया because of my husband. You knew that you are in dentistry. You knew that your husband had a transferable job. So if you have chosen that, kindly don't crib on that. You have not mentioned it, but maybe I can, you can say, see the undertones in that people feel that I am dependent on my husband. I am not independent. I'm not, you can say, an independent or a career-oriented woman. That's absolutely okay. Everything has a learning curve. I hope I have given you direction enough to think on a different tangent, think on a different lateral ground, so that you make your own forte and decide what is to be done by you. Thank you. I hope that answers your query. So query number 84 is from Mumbai, Maharashtra again. How to manage clinic finances and how to plan upgradation of clinic. What is the ideal time gap? How to plan it well? I've started late on the financial path and the career is not yet stable income wise, in my opinion. This instability brings doubts. Is second source of income a possibility? What can a dentist do? Let me just break it down. So the simple is how to manage clinic finances, how to plan upgradation of clinic. The simple way is TWCGO formula that I've given multiple times. T for taxes, W for wealth creation, C for charity, G for general operating expenses, and O for putting back into operations or putting back into business. Now, 10% of your gross income should go into your business, come what may. Now, that the 10% does not mean that you immediately have to, you can say, spend on a budget like army or a government spare. The government has a allocated budget sometimes. For example, they have this 2 lakhs. This needs to be spent till March 31st. If they don't spend it, it gets expired and you get a new quota for that. It doesn't get carried over for the next year. So they work in that ways. We don't need to work in that ways. Firstly, we don't see the financial year part. It is only the income tax that makes us see, income tax department that or the ITR filing that makes us see the financial year actually from April to March. We see it from January to December. New Year आ गया, जनवरी में ये साल मेरा ठीक ठाक रहा, ये साल मेरा अच्छा रहा, ये साल मेरा एवरेज रहा. This is the way we comment from Jan to December. Actual year is April to March. So I'm not saying don't celebrate New Year. You can celebrate New Year. So 10% putting back into the business, keep it as a separate reserve fund whenever you need it for anything. How to plan upgradation, whichever thing you need to do it. You ask for the time gap, how to plan it. 2 to 3 years, induce freshness into your clinic in any form. It can be paint, it can be blinds, it can be curtains, it can be sofa, it can be furniture, it can be switches, it can be anything related to your internal marketing or internal decor, which makes your clinic changed, induce an element of freshness, which makes the patient believe that yes, something is different, something has changed into the clinic. Or you can say, people sometimes say it sarcastically, डॉक्टर साहब आप बिल्कुल नहीं बदले. 10 years back I used to come, ये मशीन तब भी वहीं पड़ी होती थी, आज भी वहीं पड़ी है. This machine was lying there 10 years back also, and now it is lying at that. In fact, they are making a sarcastic comment at you that you have not upgraded even a bit in these past 10 years. The dust on that equipment is still there, or maybe if dust or not dust is just a sarcastic part from me. And your charging has changed a lot in these 10 years with the same equipment, same, you can say, decor, same everything. You have not changed even 1%, and your revenue has gone up almost 60-70%. Your charging has gone up 60-70% in these past 10 years. So this is the thing people will notice. So try to induce an element of freshness. That will be better for you and your clinic. So I've started late on the financial path. Of course, career may or may not be stable. That is one thing. It is always better. No time is a good time to start. Today is the best time to start. Don't think that I will start from 1st January. People always give this excuse. I will start the day when it is the new week starts from 1, means a Monday, and the new month starts from 1, and the new year starts from 1. You have that in 2024. The new year, the new week, the new year, the new month, everything starts from 1 Monday. Monday this time. So even if you have given yourself that excuse, you can get over that excuse. And yes, career wise, you may or may not be stable. We will never be stable in life. We'll always keep on running. Our man is like that only. We are like that chanchal man, as I say. So increase your avenues of income in clinic. Now, I don't mean that you start dispensing medicines or you can do that. What I mean is sources of traffic. When I mention avenues, I mean sources of traffic. The sources of traffic means you can have a huge, really huge territory of patients from online world. An avenue which was not there pre-COVID. Now people search, they seek validation online, they search for a good person online. नहीं कुछ समझ आता गूगल से पूछ लो. Simple answer is that. So if you can search, be there, be in that searchable list, you are increasing or adding an additional, you can say, source of traffic. Offline networking is one way. The word of mouth was always there. It is again, word of mouth is not a strategy, it is luck by chance. आ गया तो ठीक, नहीं तो भगवान भरोसे. So that is the way it is. Because most of the problems you will be seeing that I am answering today are pertaining to that only. People believe there are off and on periods because they don't do consistent marketing. So consistent marketing, I talked about it in the morning session as well a lot. So we believe that हमने एक पोस्ट डाला, हमने एक वीडियो डाला, हमने एक रील डाली, 6 लोगों ने देखा. मैं, मेरा हस्बैंड, मेरे बच्चे, मेरे माता पिता. These are the 6 people who saw my reel and my video. So don't be disheartened by that part. That is absolutely okay. So you feel that the world is free just because महाराज धीराज ने सोचा कि आज मैं रील डालूंगा तो सारी दुनिया देखने लग जाए. It does not happen that way. So I don't stop posting content whether you watch it or not. I don't stop taking webinars. Maybe I will stop after 31st. So I don't stop taking webinars even if 5 or 2 or 4 or 3 or 10 or 9 of you are present here. So I don't stop doing that. I only believe that I have to fulfill what I have promised. So whether I do it or not, at least those 250 people who have filled up their queries, they need to be present here. But never the attendance has crossed 70 in these pain point sessions, and 70 was the highest pain point. So you may have different excuses, different reasons to give. Many a times that we were there in the clinic, we had a family function, we were there. Life will give you 999 excuses. You only need one reason to be there out of those 1,000 to be there. So पेन पॉइंट लिखने से सॉल्यूशन नहीं मिलता है. पेन पॉइंट का सॉल्यूशन लेने से और एग्जीक्यूट करने से सॉल्यूशन मिलता है. The day people start realizing that it is all about action. Don't you think I am busy? I am busier than many of you, if not all of you. But if I am taking out time for certain things that I have committed, I'm giving 3 precious hours, more than 3 hours each day for the next 5 days, 15 hours of my life in the last week, which I usually spend on my own. My friends know me that I spend this last week of the year doing nothing, just spending time with myself, just reflecting upon the year gone by. But I chose to forego that and do this thing because I wanted this to finish. People have given their, you can say, problem 6 months back. They deserve to get a solution. Whether they want to watch it or not, it is my duty to give them back the solution. So is there a second source of dentistry which is possible in dentistry? Your passive income, your investments which are going to bring you revenue is your passive income, because there is nothing called as a part-time profession. Part-time profession मेरे हिसाब से सिर्फ 2 होते हैं, सुबह का न्यूज़पेपर डिलीवरी और सुबह की मिल्क डिलीवरी. That's it. वो करके लोग सुबह उसके बाद people can go to their other professions. If you believe MLM marketing, you can say a stock market or anything of that sort is a part-time profession, you are being mistaken. Please get over that fault that you are having that in your mind. It is not. Everything is a full-time profession, and dentistry is a full-time profession. Why would you want to leave it just because you have less OPD? There are ways to increase your OPD. Just need some effort. Just get your ass moving and do some effort. That is the only thing that I want. So I hope I have given you enough food for thought. I'll give you, you can say, another perspective to it. We saw this in pandemic. Majority of us were struggling after 30 days of lockdown. So people ask me, what can be the alternate source of income other than dentistry? So many females would be happy to look at this slide. So your investment is, you can say, your investment, but compounding is your passive income. So this is one thing you need to look at it. The rule for compounding is very simple. The sooner you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. So even if you're late, go on topping up the money. Compounding is going to be a passive income. It is going to be a slow, dull, and boring process. But yes, this is the only way. But yes, if you are not happy from dentistry, shift to some other profession in the morning, continue to do dentistry in the evening, or leave dentistry totally. That is the only advice I can give you. So I hope that answers your query. So query number 85 is from Bhusawal, Jalgaon, Maharashtra. Can't make enough collection. See, I told you. It is not always about footfall. People believe कि मेरे पास पेशेंट कम आते हैं, मेरे पास न्यू ओपीडी कम आती है. अरे why do you need a new OPD? If you have good old OPD, 70-30 ratio is good. 70 old, 30 new. That is the golden ratio. Who has a new patient every week? And if you have new, what about your retention of your old patients? What about those old patients building a trust factor on you? Understand that part. Now, if you're not making enough collection, what can be the reasons? It can be lack of skill. It can be lack of confidence. It can be lack of conversion. It can be lack of execution. It can be lack of visibility. There are multiple reasons. आपका स्किल सेट कम है, आप पेशेंट्स को सेटिस्फाई नहीं कर पा रहे हो. आपके पास कॉन्फिडेंस कम है, आपको आता है लेकिन आप बेच नहीं पा रहे हो. कन्वर्जन है, यू आर नॉट अ गुड रेडर, यू आर नॉट एबल टू कन्वर्ट इट. एग्जीक्यूट, काम सब कुछ आता, सब कुछ किया, थ्योरेटिकली परफेक्ट, बट प्रैक्टिकली कोई ना कोई गड़बड़ हो जाती है या कुछ मिसहैप हो जाता है, छोटा मोटा, लाइक कट ऑन द लिप, लाइक यू कैन से इंजरी नियर द गम, minor things which are healable of course, but some patients don't take it kindly, or you're not visible at all. Think what is the, you can say, reason for you to not make enough collection. Year end is a good time to do introspection. If you are watching this video, you will be watching this video, you need to understand where the fault lies, because I can give you options where the mistake can be. I can't give you total solutions. If you think it is pure bad luck, I'm sorry, I don't believe much in that word anyways. So luck is, you can say, a very subjective thing. People believe, आज मेरी बीवी ने अच्छा खाना नहीं बनाया, मेरे को बहुत दुख लगा. Pain is a privilege for some. We have, you can say, food on our table, you can say shelter on our head, clothes on our body. Think of those who don't have either of these. So we have all the amenities, if not the luxuries of life. We at least have all the amenities in life. So for us, even pain is a privilege that we get suddenly. But if we don't address that pain, trust me, that pain becomes chronic. And what does chronic do? I don't need to tell doctors about it. What all chronic can do. I hope you get some direction that why you are not making enough collection, whether it is skill, confidence, conversion, execution, or visibility, or any other factor. Query number 86 from Garnaur district, Sonipat, Haryana. Managing investing my hard-earned money in the right way, as I'm 46 years old and will be needing money for my kids' education. One daughter is in class 12, second daughter is in class 7, as well as for my retirement. May I add here, you will need for their marriage also. It's as simple as that. Fear of investing in shares, not able to understand and file my ITR. So I'm not sure which stage of investment you are. It is, but if not yet started at the age of 46, I'm sorry to say it is bad news. But I presume it won't be that. You have girl children, so you must be aware of it, and you must be invested somewhere, maybe in real estate, maybe in mutual fund, maybe in stocks. If I don't think you'll be in stocks because you mentioned about the fear of stock market. So at this age, if you are partially invested, partially in a mode to where you can't decide, I suggest don't invest on your own. If you have less investments but you have money to invest, get a financial advisor who can understand your unique situation, because you're on the wrong side of 40 now, and practically less time for either of the things. Education for one kid, higher education is just next year, or when you posted this point in June, I believe she's already, you can say, about to appear for her final year exams in March. So we are late. I'm sorry for that in answering your query. But then again, we have been doing our best, whatever we can. So another daughter's education would be due in another 5 years, and higher education is a good, decent, big expense. And of course, once they finish their graduation, it will be time for their marriage or their careers or whatever. You will need money. And all of this, if I presume, takes around 10 to 12 years. You will be continue to stay working and invested. And of course, secure. God forbid something happens if you are the only earning member of the family. So you need to think on those counts. So get a financial advisor, get an advice. If you can contact me, I can advise you accordingly. Of course, it is better to pay and get an advice rather than seek a free advice in this situation, especially if we are in the wrong side of the age and thinking about that part. So you mentioned fear of the stock market. What was the fear? What fear of investing in shares? More than the fear, it is the investment in knowledge and time which shares demand. Stock market is not a part-time, you can say, profession or an option. People believe that it is. I'm sorry to say, it is not. It is a, you can say, more concentration in, you can say, field, you can say, profession than dentistry, I would say, to an extent, not talking realistically but virtually, if I would say, or metamorphically. So it is more intense and time demanding and profession demanding. You can't juggle between dentistry and your computer where you're watching the ups and downs each day. Maybe long term bet, good investments on tips, on say or hearsay, maybe an option, but otherwise I don't think it is a good option. Then you don't understand taxation, as you said, or ITR. The thing is, we are not born with these skills, nor did anyone teach us that. Learn them would be the right answer. I'm not selling here myself, but I am doing a workshop next month. So where I will teach all this, how to do taxation, because trust me, people are mad behind investments. यहाँ invest कर लो, यहाँ invest कर लो. Without the knowledge of taxation, trust me, all this is absolutely zero. If somebody doesn't know taxation, Indian taxation, they will invest in instruments which are going to kill them. Kill them not in that literal sense, but kill them in the way they actually will, you can say, enforce, or you can say bond charges on that, or you can say eat up into your corpus on weight of that. So if you want, you can come on board. If you're watching it, the first thing is you're watching the session or not. By the time you'll watch it on YouTube, this will go live probably somewhere in the month of March or April, because there are videos already scheduled till February. So probably this will go live in the month of March or so. So who knows when I'm doing this workshop next. So that is why, as I say, posting the queries is not important. Posting the queries is not important. Answering them or getting a solution or taking an action is that important. I hope I answered your query. So query from Ulhasnagar, Maharashtra: managing clinic income and expenses, especially keeping track of the indirect expenses. The expenditure and its recurring cost is more for class practice as compared to the revenue generated. Payment was in 10% of cases, keeping track of investments, and wish to increase investment amount by 20% every year. So the thing is, I would say, managing clinic income and expenses, keeping track of indirect, don't do everything yourself is my suggestion. Learn to delegate, learn to divide the work around you. If you are the one man show running the whole, you can say, scenario, I'm really sorry to say, you will fall into that trap. And of course, we all have families also to support, so that will be difficult scenario for every one of us. Each one of us has a spouse, has kids. So you can say doing everything, tracking everything is, you can say, a very criminal part, I would say. So divide amongst your family members or your staff or your associate, whichever way you want to. The only question comes is sometimes we don't want to disclose actual income to them. So I'm not saying to disclose the income part. You can handle the income part, you can delegate the expenses part. The best way is to do, you can say, expenses from one particular account, give the access to a particular staff member or a family member who can track it down on a daily or at least you can say bi-weekly basis, or you can say twice in a week, every 3 days, 4 days, they can track it down. What were these expenses, what were these expenses? Most of us don't spend everything daily, at least for the clinic indirect expenses. So you can track it down, you can keep a record so that they have the access also and they can manage that also. Now, class practice you mentioned has more. That was the thing that I found very intriguing. That expenditure and recurring cost uh, is more for class practice and as compared to revenue generated. The question is, class practice is a misunderstood term in India by many. People believe that class practice means doing the elite patients only. It may have a high recurring cost. I understand and I agree with that. But the charging and the revenue part for that has to be in proportion with the total cost that you are incurring. For that, you need to understand the GPM and the NPM. If you're aware of the costing of your procedures and charging accordingly, and doing an elite practice, class practice, you need to really charge high. You will have problems. Patients will not be able to readily pay you, but that is where your, you can say, work has to speak for itself. Your Google reviews, your testimonials. If you're not taking feedbacks, if you're not taking testimonials, get onto that. If not video, get a, you can say, a text-based feedback or get a Google review. Whatever it is, take a review. It is going to boomerang. और हम लोगों को 500-600 रिव्यूज नहीं चाहिए, वो सिर्फ numbers are good. Nobody reads beyond 5, 10, 15. 50 to 60 is a good number to have Google reviews. The only thing is we get bound in that mindset कि नहीं भाई अपने को तो 500-600 रिव्यू नहीं होंगे तब तक तसल्ली नहीं होगी. If I think 240 क्वेश्चन आंसर करने हैं, उसके अंदर एक एक क्वेश्चन में 4 क्वेश्चन है, 240 into 4, if I believe if I have to answer 1000 odd questions, 960 questions, so it will be difficult for me. 1000 questions. So if I break it down into different parts, I have to do 25, 30 in the next 5 episodes. Easy peasy for me. That is how goals are also made and settled and broken down into smaller actionable steps. That is what matters actually, because we don't think into those lines where we believe that the goals can be executed as they're wanted. So then 10% payment was absolutely fine. Let documentation be your savior. Do immaculate detailing. Get your paperwork in order. Give them a payment breakup. I'm working on a payment estimate form, payment breakup form for the patients, like the treatment approval form that I designed last year, 2 years back, 2 or 3 years back, I guess. So I'll be soon sharing that form as well. The number one thing what every patient needs is clarity. Unless they have clarity, they are not going to cooperate, they are not going to pay you. So then if you need to buck up your investments each year by 20%, you need to increase your income for that also, because your expenses are going to increase each year because of inflation. That is absolutely normal and natural. So to increase your investments every year, money will get split in family and sometimes emergencies will take prioritization. So you need to understand, if you have a goal of retiring early, which means you started early and now you're concentrating on topping it up, a perfectly balanced approach, a great approach, I would say, topping up your money by 20% each year is a best way to retire early. So if you're doing that in that sense, I would believe you need to charge more, do more work, and remember, you can't finish all the work in you can say by yourself. You need to delegate work. I presume you must be having at least 2 chairs in your clinic. If not, get another one. If you are already having to, get a third one if space allows. If you're having one, get a second one and start delegating more work. Start training, have associates who can handle your work so that you can have avenues of increasing. By working more, we are more by us only. We put in more hours. We start living in our life. We start compromising on our own self, on our own health, putting in more effort, putting with less returns, ultimately bending and breaking our back and neck, which are highly non-negotiable things. I hope I answer your query. Query number 88 is from Ballarpur, Chandrapur, Maharashtra. Fluctuating again, as I said, there will be spelling errors, but my staff has picked up the queries in toto as they were in the Google form which was posted. So fluctuating monthly return to extremes. So I fear in making new investments as I have invested in few and paying premiums for the same, but it is difficult in slag period. So no new investments could be done. Poor taxation knowledge depends upon CA totally. Want a secondary source of income to cope up in the slag phase. सबका वही पैटर्न, सबका वही प्रॉब्लम. वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड the problems are just the same. It is just the packaging that what matters. So I don't usually do that. nahi maine to ek query answer kar diya, I won't answer that. I will repeat, I will do, you can say, these things again, answer it whatever best I can. The simplest answer is marketing. You see how it is connected. If you have more leads, consistent pipeline of leads, you won't have a slag period. Simple. You will not have a pipeline of you can say, you won't have a problem of leads in that sense. Now you mentioned you're paying premiums, which I mean you are heavily invested in endowment plan. If that is true, bad choice. They are the last options. You need to at least be invested in the basics first. So there are two ways where you can say. The second problem you mentioned was poor taxation knowledge depending upon CA. There are two ways only: get yourself knowledgeable or learn these things, or qualified, or depend upon your CA. These are the two options. So even for the latter, you need to have a knowledge, or else what will you track? CA कर रहा है तब भी आपको knowledge चाहिए, CA नहीं कर रहा तब भी आपको knowledge चाहिए. That is the beauty. So how, without, again, I won't again be selling myself. I am having a finance workshop next month. Come on board. But for that, you need to be here. You need to be watching this session. If you're not watching this session, you are missing out on something. So the question is, want a secondary income to cope up with the lag phase or slag phase, whatever. So eliminate this phase totally, because nothing called as a part time profession कि मैं ये कर लूं. सुबह को न्यूज़पेपर की डिलीवरी कर सकते हो, दूध की डिलीवरी कर सकते हो. दैट इज द ओनली पार्ट टाइम प्रोफेशन एंड नॉट अ वेरी हाई पेइंग प्रोफेशन, एंड यू हैव टू sacrifice your sleep for that. Of course, I'm not saying you do it, but I'm just telling you these are the only part-time professions that I know. Other are all full-time professions. So the thing I said, what is our passive income? Many people ask me this in lockdown also. Compounding is your passive income. Unfortunately, the investments you are invested in, premiums you're paying, endowment plans, if I presume that correctly, you are actually not making a lot of money on that. Those are the ones which are giving you less returns, and still you are, we can say, ending on the wrong side. Rule of compounding is simple. The sooner you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. And even if you are late, go on topping up that money. Compounding is going to be your passive income. So I hope that answers your query. Query number 89 from Vadodara, Gujarat. How to make best use of credit cards. So I am very big fan of Simon Sinek's books. So he has two books, Start with the Why or Find Your Why. So if you have not read these books, let me know, I'll send you. So these are the two wonderful books. Every one of us needs to know our why. I'm doing these sessions, as I said, my priority for last week always is my me time. I reflect upon the year gone by in the last week. Along with OPD, I don't do anything else. I do take a couple of days off as well in this period. I planned it for the first week, a couple of days around 3rd or 4th, but then my kid's exam came. Maybe I'll have to shift that in by 3, 4, 5 days. but we are experiencing the densest of the fog, you can say, at presently, ever since yesterday Christmas started. Densest possible. It started at 4:30 p.m. in the evening today. You can imagine what it would be in the morning. So understand the why. Why do you need a credit card? You have it, perfectly fine. I'm not saying, I'm not against it. If you can use it properly, credit cards can be a boon. But having total dependence on that, doing balance transfer, doing, you can say, EMIs, absolutely wrong choice. What is your reason of a credit card? Get your why first. Did you buy it for travel, points, dining, shopping, people are frequent travelers, air miles, petrol points, etc., etc.? There are many more reasons as well. If you understand your why, you will get an answer how to make best use of credit card. None of the credit card will give you the best, you can say, option for all these. Some cards provide good air mile points, some are good for petrol, some are good for traveling and dining and shopping separately. There is no one card that will give you all benefits. But if your why is that nothing of this travel, dining, shopping, air miles, petrol points, my is just to enjoy a 50-day credit free period, it is a bad choice. Must tell you, it is a very, very bad choice if you have chosen for that. So get your why. If you need the books, let me know, and I'll send you. And of course, the best use of credit card is if you know the purpose for which you're using it. I hope that answers your query. So query number 90 is from Vadodara, Gujarat. In spite of reading about mutual funds and investment options, failure to invest convincingly in various options, division of instrument for future and investment for the practice account maintenance. Now, reading about mutual funds and investment options, failure to invest convincingly. Courage will come from doing and not just reading. One cannot learn swimming by reading about it or watching videos. You have to jump in the pool to do or learn swimming. So even if you must have read theoretically a lot about it, unless you jump into the mutual fund swimming pool, you will have failures, you will have successes, both of that. You may have average things. You need to understand that part. So as regards your division of investment, I prefer the TWCGO formula for budgeting: taxes, wealth, charity, journal living expenses, and putting back into operations. You can divide as per your convenience. For frugality and alternate RIP, I have the 45-15-40 formula from your net income. Net income is after your clinic expenses. 45 is your living expenses or your needs. 15 is your wants. 40 is for your alternate RIP or for your future, or that includes your loan payment also. Some of us have loans. So 40 is inclusive of your loan and EMI and your investment all combined. Now, this is a variant. Why do I call it the Bhabdi formula? Because it has been designed by me. The standardized formula all over the world is 50-30-20. Needs, wants, RIP. Alternate RIP, I mean. So retirement investment planning. So I have devised that formula based on the Indian conditions, 45-15-40, and it is one of the great formulas for frugality and alternate RIP. Now, account maintenance, this needs to be learned properly on how to manage the money, because you need to understand each of these skills is a learnable skill and just need the right intention for the same. At the end of the day, we need to understand the personal money and the business money are two different heads, two different entities. And secondly, your business, however good it is today, it is not going to give you a pension in your old age just because you served that clinic for 30 odd years. That is the normal time any dentist would do, you can say, run a clinic. Approximately average 25 to 30 years. Some run it for 40 and 50 also. It's a perfectly their choice. They want to, you can say, do run a clinic while sitting in their graveyard. It is their choice. But you have to create avenues from that earned income. जो 25 साल क्लिनिक में लगाए हैं, जो कमाया पैसा, उसी पैसे को काम पे लगा के बुढ़ापे में उसी से खाना खाना है हमने का. That is the one thing you need to remember very clearly. So I hope that answers your query. Query number 91 is from Rajkot, Gujarat. Not able to have spare money, I mean, I earn less. Loans continue, health and confidence issues. Now, you see, all this might be starting to make sense for you. As you go through all the pain points and queries day by day for the next 5 days, those of you who will be regular, you will understand that these things are going to actually make a pattern which are very much similar. So not able to spare money means I earn less. Be more visible. Do marketing online and offline combination, and both of that is cheap. At least visible to ho na pehle. People think paid advertisement will give them wonders. No. एक नया रेस्टोरेंट खुला ना, अगर आपके एरिया में अगर आप जोमेटो स्विगी से ऑर्डर रेगुलरली करते हो, यू विल ओपन दैट रेस्टोरेंट, फर्स्टली स्क्रॉल डाउन बिफोर इवन लुकिंग एट द प्राइस, यू विल चेक आउट रिव्यूज कैसे हैं, फूड कैसा है, पैकेजिंग कैसी है, क्वालिटी कैसी है, सर्विस कैसी है, डिलीवरी कैसी है, देन यू चेक ऑन द प्राइस. If you have been ordering a pizza for 200 rupees and that restaurant is giving you a pizza for 220, 230, but the reviews are magnificent. They say that great service, great taste, great packaging, wow, delivery in the lessest possible time. You will say, chal yaar, thoda sa let me just try it. People, so many people are saying so many good things about it. Let me just try it. And you will actually find if it is good, you will not bother about those 20, 30 rupees. So it is more about validation part. What I'm saying is not about those 20, 30 rupees. It is about validation. People get validation from certain things. So a customer who finds you online, if you are doing a paid ad, if he does not find you online, he won't get validation. So if he finds you online, he'll get validation. Okay, he's having a website, he's having these cases, he's posting educational videos. So he is a credible person. Fraud nahi hai. Like the latest controversy, Sandeep Maheshwari versus Vivek Bindra, if you are aware of it. Stop Vivek Bindra hashtag is trending right now on Instagram. So it is not about those things. So loans continue. My always decent suggestion to all my friends and colleagues and group members is, with the help of family or an extended family, get over those get over those loans. I'm a banker's son. I've never taken a loan in my life. भगवान ना करे मुझे कभी जिंदगी में लेना पड़े. ठीक है, 0% वाले 2-4 बारी मैंने लिए हैं, बट दोज आर 0% में एक्चुअली मैंने 300 या 400 रुपए ज्यादा दिए हैं in overall exercise. That's fair. Even up to 500 to 700 rupees is fine. That's absolutely okay. But paying hefty interest is absolutely not done. I even use the festive EMI options whenever they are there. Now, this time it was an Amazon sale or a Flipkart sale. There were offers available only on EMIs. If you were buying it directly on full purchase, you are not getting, you can say, the desired price or the desired off if you have to buy certain things. I usually keep a short list of a few items that I buy in the each Diwali or the Dussehra sale, the Great Indian Festival sale that comes. I have a list of 5-6 things every year that I buy, and one of them is usually a laptop. So just an example that sometimes these things are unavoidable, but overall calculation wise, if I am paying just about 500 to 700 rupees, even maximum extra, that is still okay. But if I am paying this amount every month for 1 year, 8,000, 9,000 in interest is absolutely not okay for me. Not okay for me. So get over these loans. Health and confidence issues. Money is the driving force. जो मर्जी लोग कहें, जैसे मर्जी कहें, पैसा ही सब कुछ नहीं होता है. पैसे से ऊपर भी दुनिया है. हमारे बाबा जी ऐसा कहते हैं. Your Babaji comes in a bulletproof car. He landed in a helicopter. He will stay in a 5-star suite. Say this line, money is not everything, after you have earned money. Don't say this line before you have earned money. This is a defense that most of the guilty minds use against their own incapability. Defense that guilty minds used against as their defense against their incapability. So don't use this line. Use this line, money is not everything, after you have earned money. Then I will ask you. But other than that, let's say you can't pay your bills with hugs and kisses. You need money for that. It is as simple as that. So I hope I answer your query. Query from Sillod, Maharashtra. These are the places I've never heard of in my life. Sillod, Maharashtra must be a place, of course. So feels difficulty in managing the money. Income is less and expenses are more. The simple answer is find out the reasons for less income. Find out the reasons for more expenses. लेस इनकम क्यों हो रही है? वही स्किल, कॉन्फिडेंस, विजिबिलिटी, कन्वर्जन, एग्जीक्यूशन, कहाँ कमी है? ढूंढो। मोर एक्सपेंसेस, क्या आप दाल रोटी ज्यादा खा रहे हो? विच इज नॉट पॉसिबल. You're splurging more on dinner outside, splurging more on vacations, splurging more on your, you can say, on your luxuries. If doing that, plug that leaking hole. If you can do that, find out the reasons where the leaking Titanic is. If you can find out your Titanic, perfectly all right. And if you can't find out your Titanic, then I'm not really sure whether things can be, you can say, helped you out in that regard or not. Just a sec. Yeah. Okay. So I hope that answers your query. Query from Rajkot, Gujarat, number 93. I have no idea how to invest the money I earn. As time to time things change and we hear new things about investing. So that is the only pain point I have. How to increase clinic revenue if that is covered in this topic? The simplest answer is how to invest the money that I earn. Time to time things change. आपको अगर शॉर्ट बॉल मिलेगी इन क्रिकेट, हाफ ट्रैकर मिलेगी, द बेस्ट शॉट इज टू प्ले अ पुल शॉट or a hook shot. You need to be a back foot player for that. You can't hook or a pull on a front foot. If you do that, you will have a top edge. If you don't even transfer the weight properly, you will have a top edge. If the pitch is juicy and spicy, as it was in Centurion today in the India South Africa match, then you will have a low bounce and you will still get a top edge. So the question is, if you get a full ball, you drive it on the go. The straight shot is the safest shot. Usually no fielder and looks classy on the replay as well. What is this? This is nothing but the basics. You pull a short ball, you drive a full ball. Now equate this to investments. You have a few basic investments जो कभी नहीं बदलती, जो कभी नहीं बदलती. बेसिक्स तो बेसिक्स ही रहेंगे. एंड द क्वेश्चन इज वेदर वी आर फॉलोइंग देम और नॉट इज द क्वेश्चन. For debt, we have certain instruments. For hybrid, for equity, for hedge, for emergency. You need to have those basics covered. उसके बाद जितना पैसा बचता है, रियल एस्टेट लो, सिल्वर लो, यू कैन से क्रिप्टो करेंसी लो, जो आपको अच्छा लगता है, गवर्नमेंट के बॉन्ड्स लो, आरबीआई के बॉन्ड्स लो, जो अच्छा लगता है वो लो, आपकी चॉइस है. दैट इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ दिस थिंग. बेसिक्स टाइम चेंज हो ना हो, वक्त बदले ना बदले, बेसिक्स तो वही रहेंगे ना. ये तो है नहीं कि टेस्ट मैच में पहले ओवर में ऑन अ फर्स्ट डे विकेट person will start getting out of the crease and start hitting straight boundaries. They won't play like a T20. They'll respect the conditions. So whether whatever time change, basics will still remain the same. And if you want to, you can say, increase your clinic revenue, the simple answer is be more visible, be more confident, be more skilled, be a wonderful orator and a great executor. Skill, confidence, conversion, execution, visibility. All these 5 aspects and a few more. I just mentioned a few of these, but these are the basic things. अगर ये करोगे तो automatically you can say your clinic revenue will increase. But the problem is the courage to execute is lacking. And if the courage to execute is lacking, we will have a problem. We will have a problem. What are the ways to invest in LTI approach or the basics? Because dentist LTI is as good as zero. I wrote a 3-part blog last year in these days only. Tuesday, 27th December 2022. It was part 2. In fact, it was the part 1 must be close to 20th December. In those days, it was only the finance blog, which is coming once a week. Now you have 4 blogs coming in the week. And of course, those will also end on 31st. So 1 year ago, I wrote this. You posted this query in June. You know the answer, what I'm trying to get at. Okay. So I hope this will give you a good light on what are LTI, what are the basic investments, and I hope this answers your query. Query number 94 from Ajmer, Rajasthan. I am investing in mutual fund above 6 years, but sometimes I'm worried about it, that I am on the right way or not, or what are the right ways where I can invest. The simplest answer: track them, compare them with the industry benchmark. There are lull periods with zero growth, bountiful periods with enormous growth, and some average periods with average growth. Means कई बार ऐसा फेज आएगा जिसमें 2 साल में आपको 25% रिटर्न मिलेगी, 25, यस। फिर 2 साल आएंगे जिसमें -5% आएगी। फिर एक साल आएगा जिसमें 0 0 बराबर 5-6% की ग्रोथ मिलेगी, 3-4% की मिलेगी। ऑन एन एवरेज आपको ग्रोथ फिर भी 11-12% के आसपास मिल जाएगी पर ईयर। सो दिस इज हाउ इट वर्क्स। Stock markets can be funny. Market linked instruments like mutual funds can be funny. So that is why I advise the LTI approach, the basics. Basics कभी गलत नहीं होते। People have this notion. अब मैं आपको एक बड़ी सिंपल सी स्टोरी सुनाऊंगा। Just try to imagine. सर डेट के लिए कौन सा डेट म्यूचुअल फंड लूं? सर हाइब्रिड के लिए बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड। बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड ये क्या होता है? मेरे को आज तक समझ नहीं आया। बैलेंस भी है और एडवांटेज भी है। बैलेंस इज दिस, advantage is this has an advantage. How can a balance be an advantage? I don't get it. You need to have a hedge, gold. You need to have equity, MF or stocks. You need to have a HESBA, high earning saving bank account for emergency money or otherwise banking also. Now these are the bare minimum for every one of us, and I'll detail you, don't worry. All these categories have mutual funds available. The question is, do we want to fall in that trap or not? डेट म्यूचुअल फंड कितने रिटर्न आएगी? 6.5 से 7%। व्हाट आर द रिटर्न्स? दे आर फुली टैक्सेबल। नेट रिटर्न 4.5-5% आफ्टर टैक्स, मे बी इवन लेस। बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड 10 से 12%, अगेन 30% टैक्स और क्लोज टू दैट। नेट रिटर्न 7.5-8%। गोल्ड, सर ईटीएफ गोल्ड में लगा दो, रिटर्न्स similar to what we get in the gold, international gold, but again fully taxable. If the gold gives you 10, you actually get 7 in hand. Equity, mutual fund or stocks, absolutely not debatable, that's fine. HESBA, मेरे को तो इमोशनल वैल्यू है। HDFC is my first bank account, my first account, my first salary account. Leave these emotions when you are dealing with finance. A debt should be in PPF. PPF is the new debt. You say it gives 7.1%, but it is 100% tax free. कहने का मतलब आपका डेट आपको कितना दे रहा था? 6.5-7। नेट रिटर्न थी 4.5-5 और इवन लेस देन दैट। पीपीएफ इज गिविंग यू नेट 7.1। एनपीएस 60% टैक्स फ्री, 40% पे भी वो ले लिया आपने। वाई? दिस इज द लोएस्ट कॉस्ट म्यूचुअल फंड। एनपीएस इज ऑल्सो म्यूचुअल फंड, बट इज द लोएस्ट कॉस्ट रिटायरमेंट पेंशन फंड. People still look out for other pension funds, or you can say other balanced advantage funds. Nothing. ETF, oh sorry, ETF gold. जब SGB टैक्स फ्री ऑप्शन है, anyone would be stupid to put in money in ETF, especially if he has the no time bar. 8 साल टाइम पीरियड होता है SGB का. Yes, slightly on the longer side, but yes, we are talking of the LTI approach, long term investing. We are not talking about the short term approach. So why? म्यूचुअल फंड तो हर चीज के लिए अवेलेबल है ही है ना. तो जस्ट म्यूचुअल फंड इज लाइक यू कैन से स्पेशलिस्ट वन. वो इक्विटी में स्पेशलाइज करता, लेट इट बी देयर. इमोशनल वैल्यू फॉर एचडीएफसी, फॉर दोज बैंक व्हिच आर गिविंग 2.53%, प्लीज किक देम अवे. All banks, private, nationalized, they are, or even small finance banks, they are all legitimate children, sons and daughters of RBI. Please make a note of that, whosoever is watching it. Every 2 weeks we get this question. Is this bank safe? Can we invest in this bank? How many times I have to answer this question? Please understand all these are safe. वो 5 लाख का इंश्योरेंस से पहले 1 लाख का इंश्योरेंस होता था. These days banks gets merged, taken over, quelched. They don't die. The only banks that die are cooperative societies who call themselves as banks. So the key is to not fall in that trap of putting everything in mutual funds. I hope you get my answer. And again, if you don't get it, please do read this blog and this will surely give you a detailed answer. This is a 3-part blog. Find it in the group PSD. You will just search LTI and you will find all the 3 blogs in the Facebook group PSD. So query number 95, probably second last query for today. Query from Puttur, Karnataka. It is about stocks, its implications and management, financial portfolio management. So as I have said it multiple times, learn about stocks. It is not a part-time profession. You may have to sacrifice your morning OPD for it. You will be able to deal with the market only by then. If you're ready for sacrificing your morning OPD, please go for it. But don't treat it like a part-time profession. Don't treat it like a sidekick. Don't treat it like that I will take tips from Z News or CNBC India and invest in stock market. Everything is rigged in this stock market also. Understand those parts very, very clearly. As regards financial portfolio management, get a financial advisor who can guide you according to your unique situation. Or else, I do also paid FPA, financial portfolio analysis. You can use my services if you want. Again, not a binding on you. I hope this answers your query. So, query from Pune, Maharashtra, not able to invest regularly as clinic has some ups and downs. Vacations, festivals have low income. So, can't invest every month with discipline. Absence of second income. So, you must have seen the queries are coming from different parts of India, but everybody wants a second income. Everybody says the ups and downs are there. Everybody says we can't invest with discipline. The clinic does not earn consistently. The income is less. The expenses are more. The question is, if you do consistent marketing, you will never complain about the ups and downs in dentistry. Times have changed, my dear friend. Need to realize that so many dentists just had a bumper Diwali because they were doing active marketing. So consistent income is the key to have more freedom. And you can make your investor money as your second income only if you realize that all this is interconnected interconnected in that sense. Because we don't realize actually that certain things in life will have a reason. You mentioned can't invest every month with discipline. If you are investing in a particular way, in a proper way, channelized way, as I guide, you will be done with your yearly investments in April itself. You don't need, you can say, money other than your SIPs for each month. Maybe an occasional SGB whenever the new tranche comes. Maybe an occasional SGB. That is the only thing I can see. So, second income, if your own clinic can give you a decent income, why do you need a second income? The only thing is we are not ready to trust ourselves, trust our skills, trust, you can say, our confidence levels, because we have not been groomed. We are not been taught interpersonal skills. We have not been taught about those communication parameters. We have not been taught about the business skills. Some of us even hate to call dentistry as a business. सबसे बड़ी बात ये है, पीपल बिलीव बिजनेस थोड़ा ना होता है, दिस इज अ नोबल प्रोफेशन. होता है, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न भरते हो ना इससे. इफ यू आर फाइलिंग आईटीआर फ्रॉम दिस, if you have income and expenses from this, it is absolutely there. My alarm for 9 has gone off, so this will be the last query. So this is the way. If you are investing regularly, if you are thinking in that sense that your money is not going to come, you need to understand that the consistent visibility factor is missing. So I hope today's query session was useful for you. So I am finishing at query number 96 and we'll continue from 97 tomorrow at same time, and we'll start directly with the query part only. So thank you so much, guys. And what are the upcoming projects for you? Number 268 in the morning tomorrow, 6:45, practice pain points episode number 8, and number 269 in the evening tomorrow, finance pain points episode number 8. So see you there. And of course, this is the finance workshop that I was talking about. These are two modules. This is the 2-module workshop. This is the 3.0 version of that. I'm doing it since, you can say, almost online ever since COVID. So this was the first workshop along with the medical legal that I did post COVID immediately in the month of May and June 2020 as well. So your homework for today, of course, develop the trait of giving back to the society. Post your top 3 to 5 takeaways. Whosoever is watching here or on Zoom, or on Facebook. So post your takeaways. You can post this on social media as well. My ID everywhere is Dr. Bhavdeep. Do it right away after the session. Cement your learning, because writing is the best form of learning. I'm sure there will be ample learnings. So of course, this is my social media presence. All goes by my name. So my YouTube channel, those of you are not subscribed yet, please do subscribe. There are 900 plus videos already there, made and created for you guys only. And Facebook community groups, again, by the name of Dr. Bhavdeep, or by the community name PhD Plugging the Handicaps. WhatsApp community, those of you are outside my community can join my WhatsApp community. It is purely an advertisement free community. So do send me your feedback. Bookets and brickbats both will be welcome in equal measure. And I stop here for any questions from all of you if there are. Okay, good evening, Raghu. Thank you, Dr. Bhavna. Thank you, Dr. Divya. Any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself, switch on your camera, and please feel free to ask any of the queries, any of the doubts if you have. All clear or nothing clear? Okay, then if we are done, let's call it a day. See you in the morning at 6:45 sharp, and I'll start again from the 87th or 88th pain point without any recap. I'll be starting there. So thank you and take care and take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.